Right, you're listening to Michael Muta here on West Limerick 102 FM, and on the line right now we have the very talented Michael Fry. Michael is known from Twitter, essentially, I suppose, mostly, for doing unbelievably really funny sketches where he kind of takes the piss out of radio stations like the one you're listening to right now, I suppose. Hello, Michael.
I'm good. How are you, Michael?
I'm good. I suppose people will notice that people that have heard your sketches, they'll notice that your accent is a little bit different than your normal voice in your sketches. It's usually kind of a Northern Irish kind of accent.
Yes. So I lived in the north for about 8 months there, and my mother's actually from Donegal, so
Okay.
my regular voice is just kind of soothing. You talk generic East Leinster kind of voice. But occasionally I can fit into the Northern Irish accent if you like, Michael. I can start. I could continue this interview like that, but it's a bit stressful, a bit of a strain.
Yeah.
So I just talk normally. But yeah, lots of people have been like, say they get on the phone to me, they're like, "Oh my God, you're from the Republic." I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know.
I think it's because when I saw your videos first, I actually didn't know that they weren't actual clips from an actual radio show. I thought, I was like, what's so great about, why is David O'Doherty retweeting this? What's wrong with him? Why is this so good? And then I was like, oh, wait, it's not actually, it's supposed to be a comedy. And then I was like, no, this is actually, isn't even on the radio. This is like some lad doing this in his room. I was like, oh my God.
That's the first time we've heard of that now. But yeah.
No, genuinely, I'm so stupid. I genuinely thought they were real. I was like, why is this funny? I was like, yeah, that seems about right. But I'd hear like the start of it and you'd hear the whole thing and they'd be like, so you've done sketches like, suppose I get the fuck on an example. Like you had one that I thought was really funny was Women's Hour, where it was all men on the line.
Oh,
with
yeah.
you.
Michael Girl, yeah. Yeah.
You could imagine
I felt
actually
bad
really happening.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Because I remember there was the Dublin, there was some sort of summit in Dublin, so the sort of it was a kind of summit where everyone was talking about kind of women's issues and gender equality and gender in politics or something like that.
Yeah.
And all the speakers are men, like the whole panel. So it's like people were like, "Oh my God!" So everyone started linking that like straight afterwards, and I was just like, "Yeah, well, it does. It happens." Like, do you know what I
Oh
mean?
my God,
You
yeah.
only get male voices on the radio a lot of the
Yeah.
time, so not completely inconceivable. Like.
What's weird is actually, just as a person that's in radio, I have noticed that actually before I ever saw your sketch, I was thinking like, God, it's a load of like, it's majority of radio, and it's, I don't know what the reason is. Is it just that it's not attracted to people, or people feel they wouldn't be welcome or something? But it's predominantly cis white men in Irish radio anyway, I suppose. And I don't really know the answer. What the answer is, I always like, well, anyone come in, please, come in. We need other points of view, because this is getting very dry very fast. You know? It gets old fast. I mean, you're doing it like myself, like doing the show. It's like, I wish I had people from different points of view to come in and talk to, because, or people with making different programs and things like that, from different points of view. Because we listen to the station, like, on God, it is very kind of like one-sided a lot of time.
It's a difficult issue. Like, I don't know the answer to it. All I can do is kind of take a bit.
Yeah.
Out of the boat. I mean, and that's why it was so easy to do it, is because this is what you hear all day, every day. Like, even like, so my parents would have listened to it in the car when I was going to school, or would have had it on in the morning, or I would have listened to it at work, or you just hear the same voices, the same stuff, the same kind of cadence, over and over and over again. So it's something that's like kind of burned into my memory in my brain, so I'm able to kind of make fun of it. Whereas I think it'd be a lot harder if it was, a bit more diverse.
Yeah. But you've kind of exploded there in popularity, because as I said, like, people like David O'Doherty and every kind of funny person I knew was retweeting you, and that's why I found out about you first. Which I was like, how did that feel like when you're like getting retweeted by all these big comedians and everything?
Oh yeah, it feels amazing. Do you know what I mean? That people you really like have liked your stuff back. And the biggest one, I think, and the one that I was kind of most blown away by was Kevin Bridges.
Oh wow.
Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
Because I was just sitting on the bus and suddenly it was like Kevin Bridges retweeted your tweets, and then he even said, like, these are brilliant. And I was just like, oh my God. I was like, I think I've made it now. Do you know what I mean? Like,
that's awesome.
Whatever about, just regular people on Twitter, but when somebody like that funny sort of accommodate you is amazing. Like,
Yeah. Where do you think? I mean, what is? I suppose we're going to what is your setup for doing the sketches actually? Like, where do you? We're going to the setup, and then we'll go into like what inspires them over time. But
yeah. So basically, because I dabbled with kind of music and stuff, and I've been kind of nested in my room with that kind of stuff, and I wanted to. I don't know. It was just easy to use it as a prop. So I have music software where I'll record, say, the guest, and I'll put on like a telephone effect or that kind of thing, make it sound like they're on the phone.
Yeah.
And then I'll just I'll record it with my just my phone, like the camera on my phone on Twitter on the actual app, and record, play that clip of the guest or whatever, and sort of just try and argue with myself, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
The one thing I don't do, I never write anything down because there's a danger of it sounding kind of scripted or whatever. Do you know what I mean? Because everything has to flow properly. You really have to, you know, I'm really kind of wary of that because I think sometimes, especially with Irish people, I think because we notice because of their own accents, say like Bear City and things like that, you know it's from a script and you know they're reading exactly from it. So I try and steer away from that. So it sounds like.
I find that I do kind of sketches sometimes that on this show, and I do that. I kind of like. I once or twice I tried to do it with a script, and I was like, "This is awful." I was like, and now we're going to go here. Yes, it will be good, and then we will go there. Whereas if I'm just like making after my head, I'm like, well, now he's gonna say this, and you react kind of better to yourself or something. But you were saying it's like, so let's say when you're on the phone with someone else, that's you doing both voices.
Yeah, so I do everybody. So I'm all of my guests, and I'm the host and everything. So. Yeah, I'm quite a high kind of singing voice or whatever, so I'm able to just kind of mess around with different kind of guests and accents and things like that. So it's a lot of fun.
Did you go to like theatre school, or you sing and stuff? What's your background in entertainment stuff?
Never really did anything like that. I was a really shy teenager. I did a bit of I went to like the Gaiety School of Acting. We did like a weekend kind of class thing. I did that for like 2 years, but didn't really do anything else. I didn't even do music in school or anything like that. It was just I was always way too shy to put myself out there. But I mean, Twitter is great because I mean, I've met a lot of people from Twitter who are like, "Oh my god, I like your tweets," and it's kind of like a nice confidence boost, and that you've made a good first impression before you've even met someone. And then I was kind of realizing, like, okay, people think I'm funny. Maybe I'll do a video or two, and then suddenly they started. You know, it took a while before they started really picking up, and then I think that the radio ones just seemed to resonate with people, so that's when it started to really take off.
There's something kind of mental about it. It's like, because a lot of people would have gone like, I don't know, something about the fact it was just a radio kind of clip that it could have been an actual one or something like that. There's something about it, and the way you kind of zoned in a specific type of radio presenter. You know, it was like that news talk type presenter, very earnest, but completely just it was just very kind of specific kind of types of people you zone in on. In fairness.
Yeah, well, that comes right. I think it's my parents who I think are responsible for that because we used to listen to news talk a lot.
Yep.
Or say when I was at work, I used to listen to FM. You have Matt Cooper on at the end of the day, and I grew up listening to Claire Byrne and Jerry Gilroy and. Ivan Yates, like those kinds of people. So you kind of just eventually or Pat Kenny as well is a good example, I think, of the kind of cadence they all have. You know, they all say, welcome back to this show or whatever. On Talk 106, 2, 1, 0, 8. There's that kind of little gap. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I think it's just because I've been exposed to a lot of it that I'm able to kind of imitate it.
Do you want to know why, like, as someone that has to do that kind of stuff a lot, why people do that? We were listening to West Limerick 102. It's like, because you're going to like a zone, you're like, okay, I can calm down, I can relax now, I'm about to go to a break, thank God, and you go into robot mode, you're like, you're listening to West Limerick 102 FM. You just go to the zone, you're like, oh, thank God, I go on automatic mode now.
I thought that was it because when I was doing it, I was like, while you're saying something, you can actually think at the same time and think, like, what am I going to say next? Because everything's kind of slowed down, you've quicker kind of reaction times, you're able to just kind of think about very carefully about what you're going to say after you said your little kind of the usual kind of piece. Like, so yeah, I get that now, if you know what I mean. But I just think it's funny. Like,
yeah. It's really good. What was I gonna say there? You've done like there was a sketch you did, was it yesterday or before, where you were like this old man. And you were like, I was just, whatever your voice was, it was just so spot on. I was like, I've heard this person before. This is really, I was like, where is that? I was like, how are you so like a lot of voice people, you'll hear like some kind of a similarity, but you seem to be like kind of, it's very different all the time, it seems.
Yeah, I would say I'm very careful with that, and I do quite a few takes when I'm using a different accent. I'll do a fairly a few takes just to make sure that every word kind of hits the right note or sounds like something they would say. And even there's some of them, like even the old man sketch I did last night, there was a couple words there, like the word fast, I didn't quite get right. But I don't think anyone noticed that.
No,
I'm just very, very kind of anal about every single sound. Like.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that it's not like just for people at home maybe thinking about if they've ever tried doing a sketch, something like, oh, I can't get it right or whatever, and it's like, this sucks, I tried it once, it didn't really work out. It's like, yeah, like anyone says to you, like, you gotta try a few more times you gotta be really like precise about it, and that's not the first take every time that someone puts up, like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I remember seeing a copy of the script from I think it was The Last King of Scotland with I can't remember who plays him, but he wrote down phonetically everything he said to get the accent exactly right.
That makes sense.
And it's that kind of attention to detail you need.
Yeah.
I think when you're doing an accent that isn't your own, otherwise, people who aren't from where you're from, people who are from the place you're pretending to be from are going to notice straight away.
Oh, yeah. Actually, yeah. What's the reaction been from people in Donegal and areas like that?
Oh, great. Really, really good. And I remember, because I was leaving my job in the north, and I sent my boss, I did I sent him the sketches, and he thought it was good, and he was like, it's not somebody from the south making fun of us from an outsider's point of view. It's somebody who's clearly lived here, observing what it's like. So that was a real that's when I kind of knew, right, I've done that right, in that it sounds natural to somebody who is from the north. And I get that a lot, where people are like, oh my god, I didn't know you weren't from there,
Yeah, that's the kind of vibe you get, right? That's really kind of amazing, though. But I suppose we were saying, like, where do you start off when you're like writing a sketch? When you like come up with an idea, what's the kind of thought process? Do you like go away to a certain place? Do you go for a walk or something? Is that how, or does it just comes to you? How does it work out?
It's weird. It sort of comes in different forms. It is that kind of thing where an idea will come to you, and then you can kind of play around with it and develop it a little bit. I mean, the Derry London Derry one, I was just going to do a straight song.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, no, I'll do some sort of, it's really weird. I can't really remember my process for doing that one in particular, because it's so bizarre, and I don't understand even now why it's funny. And it's massive, and I still don't get it.
It's just mixing Derry Londonderry and Grimes. Just cracks me up.
I think it was just because I like Grimes, and I thought, I'll just add her in. I just shoehorn her in here. You know what I mean? In the same way with the Girl Talk one, I quite like Eamon Ryan. I quite like the Green Party, so I just wanted to kind of shoehorn him in there. So I feel kind of bad I included him with people who I didn't necessarily agree with, but yeah, usually I'll think of a word, if something will make me laugh during the day. An example would be there was one I did, I was taking the piss out of the Moncrief show, and the phrase Scooby-Doo and the Consumer Price Index was going around my head. I was thinking that would be ridiculous, that was a book. And then I was like, you know what, I'll just construct it into somebody who was actually poured their heart and soul into writing a book about Scooby-Doo's effect on the economic, the situation in the US.
Wait, isn't that actually a thing? Where people actually were like going, it all represents the Depression era and everything, and it's all like about recession in the 60s or something. Someone actually said that.
Oh my god, I didn't even know that. But
no, there is. Yeah, there's lollies there's all the places are run down, and it's all like older people. There's no like younger people they ever encounter. It's all like slightly older people that own the towns. I know too much about this. Anyway, let's take a quick break, and we'll return with Michael Fry again. So we'll talk to you after these messages. You listen to Michael Muto here on Western Mick 102 FM. Alright, we're back. This is Michael Muto here on Western Mick 102 FM, and I am with my guest, Michael Fry. So, Michael, before the break, we were saying about, we were talking about sketch ideas and how you were putting in things like rhymes, mixing that in with Derry, Londonderry, and everything like that. But where, because I think I asked you, I think on Twitter a while back, because I was watching one of your sketches, and I was like, surely some station has asked you to do a program. I mean, can you talk about that, or is it like too kind of early stages to say anything yet?
Well, people have approached me and stuff, but I'm kind of struggling at the moment with how I'm going to move forward, because it's all scripted. It's difficult to do something like that every week and fill such an enormous amount of time with it, because think about it, like most of my sketches, they're rarely over a minute long, and so I wouldn't be able to do like 15 minutes every week, because I'm really afraid of making something that's kind of terrible. You know what I mean? I'm wary of that. I'm not really kind of a presenter, or do you know what I mean? I'm kind of bad at things like that, so I try and stay away from stuff like that. But I mean, it's something I'd love to try or get involved in. Do you know what I mean?
What about?
I always want to get involved in media, like.
Yeah. What about has anyone like from any of the Irish animation studios contacted you at all?
No, that's something that hasn't quite happened yet. I suppose I don't, because of the stuff I do. I don't know if you could animate a radio show. I feel like that's a lot of work for.
But I can imagine like someone going, here, this guy's like really good at doing voices. Any chance like we could get him to do a few things, but I don't know how that's all worked. I think they just do the animation over here or whatever. But could definitely see you going into like animation or anything as well. Like, do you know? Yeah,
I mean, I did a bit of voiceover work for. It was just like a brief snippet in the web series called Long Dark 20s.
Okay, what was the name of it again?
Long Dark 20s.
Long Dark 20s. Okay, that out.
Yeah, so it's on YouTube right now, but I did basically my radio thing in the background of that of an episode of that. But it was a good experience. I'd love to do kind of something more like that.
Yeah.
Or even if I was doing like ads or do you know what I mean, like radio ads or something like that. I'd love that. That'd be hilarious. Like, but I mean, it's something I'd be open to. You know, kind of open to any kind of offer right now, because I'm very new to everything. You know. Yeah.
But I could see you going on doing a few things, because you're like really talented. Like, I was like, what was it? No, because I was unsure about you on the phone call. I was like, that must be his friend or something. Like, you can't do that many voices and it sound that different. You know? Because like I'll try and do voices. And I'm like, okay, that sucks. Put in, we'll edit that. So we'll modulate it or something so it goes deeper or something like that. You know, so like, but my stuff was kind of dumb. Like, it's like one time I had, I think I sent this to you, that it was like Bigfoot calling in and just complaining the fact that I'd used the word abominable snowman. That was it. And he was really pissed off about that. And then there was like another one where there was like a swamp creature complaining about I think it was zoning or something, and I was calling them out because they had actually eaten campers the previous year, or like in '96 or something, and they were like, well, why were you camping in a swamp? That's, anyway, just kind of stupid stuff like that, like. But I was like, I love
that. I love that idea, because it's like, that's kind of what I try and do, is that I'll get something that's really strictly formatted, like, you know, an interview or like a radio show, and just drop in a really bizarre element, like a kind of an algorithm or like coding or whatever, and that I've dropped in the weird element. So I'll say, welcome back to locker room talk, but then I'll be like, the whole interview will be around being in a locker room or something like that, or have the minister for, I don't know, monsters come on, or that kind of thing, like, you know, and just continue on as if that's normal in that universe. As if you would if that was a normal thing. You know what I mean? And that's where I think you can get lots of little jokes from. You can kind of continue with it like that.
Yeah.
So I love that kind of bizarre, you know, this is real life, but not quite real life, you know?
But I did like, I was just going back, because I like God, the Derry London Derry one. It's like something you go before you put that up. You're like, is this gonna get people a bit mad that I'm making a joke about this kind of thing, or I don't know if I'd make that joke of like on, yikes, do you know? Because
yeah, I mean, like look, when I posted first, I was kind of like, okay, I'm a bit nervous about that because I did work in the north and I worked for a public body, so it was kind of like, right, I'm a little bit nervous about doing something like that. Then if you actually look at it, I didn't say, because it was around March time, I never actually said which parade I was talking about, and I just, the character was obviously reverend or whatever, but do you know what I mean? There was nothing to suggest I had any kind of bias towards that person there, anything like that. So it was just a little kind of bizarre thing that was kind of wholesome.
Oh no, I mean like just even mentioning it at all, do you know, that kind of thing, like, do you know?
Yeah, well, I think people are very, very, you know, people up the north especially, they do have a very kind of black sense of humour. So I you know, I could have gone probably a little bit further and nobody would have said anything or batted an eyelid, because it's something they've been discussed for years and years and years. And they do get sick of it, and it is kind of, you know, it's still a very serious issue, but at the same time, like, because it's part of the media landscape, you can just kind of take the piss out of it sometimes, you know?
Actually, it kind of reminds you of a thing. There was an art show in the north I saw on some arts program, and one of the pieces was peas processed, and it was just a bunch of peas. It's a peas processed, and I was like, this is kind of dumb, but I like it. I don't know. That was actually made by like Northern Irish accent or artists and stuff like that. You know, so
well, I don't know if you've ever seen "Give My Head Peace" that used to be on BBC One, but that was, you know, very close to the bone. Would make fun of kind of all sides, all the rest. You know what I mean? So I mean, there's an appetite for it up there. You know, so but I try to stay away from anything really controversial if I was doing the Northern accent. You know?
Yeah. No, it's but it's just like one of those things. I suppose I'm just kind of saying, like, for an audience in the south or something, I'd be going, oh no, gosh, you can't make jokes about that. Whereas people in the north are like, we've actually lived with it, kind of thing. Do you know? Like, we know. Like you're saying,
exactly. Like, I think people down south, because they don't really know the story up there a lot of the time, or they wouldn't watch, you know, BBC One Northern Ireland, or they wouldn't have any kind of idea, so they're just hypersensitive all the time about it. But actually, you know, if you live up there, if you watch their media, if you know, if you're involved with anybody up there, it's kind of, you know, you do figure out pretty quickly what's okay to joke and what isn't.
I suppose things like your sketches and other things that are kind of bridging the weird gap that seems to be in the country, like between Northern Ireland and Ireland, you know. Like, I do think we do kind of feel, it feels like it's another world almost sometimes. That it's like that's them over there, and we won't even bother those folks over there. They're doing their own thing, and it's like, no, it's the same island, guys. We can go up there and say hi every now and again, you know.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, I love Nordies. Do you know what I mean? I think they're great. They're really funny. They're really kind. Would do anything for you. Do you know what I mean? And realize they are more similar to us than anybody else. You know, because they live on the same island, and we probably share ancestry, and you know, all the rest. So, but there is a completely different landscape up there, and that's, like, for example, if you're on say Sayreview or Freeview up there, to get to RTE, you have to scroll down to like channel 800 or something like that, and you know, the RTE and stuff wouldn't have been accessible back in the day, you know, because of the radio masts or all the rest. So they're not aware of us either. So, for example, like my flatmate I was saying to my flatmate, you know, the Rubber Bandits retweeted me. The Rubber Bandits like this. And he was like, are they the lads that were in Home Alone? And I was like, what are you talking about?
The lads in Home Alone. I like that.
But like, it was like he was thinking of the West Bandits, obviously.
Yeah.
But, like,
I know. Sorry.
I thought that was so funny, but at the same time, like, he just wasn't aware of it. And you know, I suppose being in the States, and when you live in kind of like a bubble, not that we're in a bubble, but like, do you know what I mean? Like, you just assume everyone else is aware of Blind Boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's weird. It's really weird, actually. Yeah, just the weird kind of it's only slight cultural divide. It's like I don't know. It's really weird. I don't know. I hopefully it's because of the internet and everything. Maybe those kind of barriers will kind of come down a little bit more, and there'll be more of a cultural exchange. Like, oh, these aren't the lads up the road, or they're the lads on there. We can all just share all this weird stuff. Like maybe Mr. Tato of the North and Mr. Tato of the South will finally come together, and you know, that'll be finally, I think, the real process will begin of unification. That's really what it needs to be, you know, the different Mr. Tatoes. Anyway, don't know which else to ask, you know. But yeah, no, I suppose that's about it. Thanks so much for talking to me for nearly half an hour.
Welcome, Michael. It was great to come on. Yeah, because I think we followed each other for a while, and I was like, this guy's kind of cool, so that's why I accepted. But yeah, I'm going to go and listen to your sketches now, because I love the idea of a zoning issue with a swamp monster. That's hilarious. I love that.
But I was every now and again there's like people on Twitter like yourself that I'm like, I really want to have them on, but if I ask them to be on, will they think I'm like, nah, that's a bit sad or something? I was like, I'll give them a chance anyway, I'll ask. Do you know? Anyway, thanks anyway for being on anyway. And talk to you again.
Yeah.
Yep.
Pleasure to be on. So see you later, Marco.
Right. Well, this is Michael Muter here on Westmark 102 FM, and I suppose we'll go to a break right now. So see you after these.